Breaking news on the war with Iran. U.S. bases in the Middle East were targeted in the new round of strikes hours after President Trump said he thinks the ceasefire is over. But the president said he did not expect a return to a full-blown war. Chief Global Affairs correspondent Martha Raddatz is tracking the latest from Washington. Good morning, Martha.
Good morning, Michael. The ceasefire was just a little over 3 weeks old, but with those U.S. strikes last night in Iran, hostilities have now resumed in a big way. Overnight, a new round of U.S. attacks on Iran, larger in scope than those the night before, according to a U.S. official, striking at least 90 military targets in response to Iran's attack on commercial ships in the Strait of Hormuz. Iran immediately retaliating, targeting American bases in Kuwait, Bahrain, and Qatar. All of those missiles and drones said to be intercepted. This comes after a series of contradictory statements from the president about the war. The president in Turkey at the NATO summit saying he was done talking to Iran.
I think it's over. I don't want to deal with them anymore.
But last night on Air Force One, returning from the summit, the president claiming that the Iranians called him, wanting to make a deal.
You know, they want to make a deal so badly. I just don't know if they're worthy of making a deal. I don't know that they're going to honor the deal. That's the problem.
The president now back in Washington, where it is unclear exactly where negotiations stand. But what is clear is that this war that the president said would last 4 weeks is now in its 5th month, with strikes resuming, the ceasefire declared dead, no deal on eliminating Iran's nuclear program, and Iran continuing its threats, saying America still hasn't learned that bullying and breaking promises are no longer cost-free. Let me put it plainly, if you strike, you'll get hit. And warning they will expand attacks to other American bases in the region if the U.S. attacks continue. After those U.S. strikes, the president posted several videos and images claiming to show explosions in Iran. One of the images appears to be from a June incident and likely altered using AI. But even after these renewed strikes, the president's still brushing off concerns that we will see a full-scale war again, saying, I don't think it's going to start again. Michael?
Well, it seems like it's already started, Martha. But, Martha, we know the president, he flew home from the NATO summit in Turkey on the old Air Force One. This morning, we're learning why.
Yeah, Michael, multiple sources familiar with the plans told ABC that the Secret Service urged President Trump to fly out of Turkey on the old Air Force One instead of the Qatari-gifted plane out of an abundance of caution because of the escalation with Iran. The Qatari-gifted plane left Turkey earlier in the day for an Air Force base in England, a move Trump claimed was for members of the U.S. military to tour the aircraft. The change in plans was not prompted by a specific threat, but influenced in part by differences in the plane's security capabilities, two U.S. officials told ABC News. Michael?
All right, Martha, thank you for that, and thank you for clearing it up. We appreciate you. Thank you. Robin?
Okay, Michael, we're going to bring in our chief business correspondent, Rebecca Jarvis, with more on how the new military escalation with Iran could again impact gas prices. Good morning to you, Rebecca.
Yeah, good morning, Robin. And we are seeing an immediate impact at gas stations across the country this morning, with the national average jumping 6 cents overnight to $3.81 a gallon this morning, according to GasBuddy. And the key here to what happens next to that price for Americans is what happens in the Strait of Hormuz. That is the critical choke point for tankers carrying oil. And in the last 24 hours, Kepler tells ABC News it has seen 25 ships cross. Now, that is lower than what we've seen in previous days, which were more like about 40. Even a limited disruption here in the Strait can have an outsized impact on the pricing, on freight costs, and on the market price for oil, Robin.
This is really a whiplash for consumers, isn't it?
It is a whiplash for consumers, and it's just as prices were coming down, just as people are planning their summer vacations and holidays.
That's right, Rebecca. Thank you.
Yes.